All right. So next bit of finance slash, I guess, tech news, technically, is Netflix. So Netflix just reported their, I think, Q4 2023 earnings, or was it Q1 2020, or was it Q1 2024? But they just reported whatever their latest quarter was. They added 13 million subscribers, which blew out expectations. I think the expectations was like, I don't know, 8 or 10 or something, but it was significantly higher than expectations. And they now have almost 260 million subscribers worldwide. And yeah, basically, the big bonus, the big increase in subscriber count mostly came from, I think, the Europe and Asia Pacific regions. And yeah, basically, the main driver of the increase in subscriber count was their standard with ads tier, which is surprisingly popular. And I can confirm the popularity of that because that is the tier that I'm currently subscribed to myself. And I can add my opinions on what I think of that later. But I wanted to ask you guys first, what do you think about it? So, yeah, basically, Netflix is also phasing out the basic tier with no ads. So I think if you're on that right now, you're grandfathered in for a limited time, but then eventually they're still gonna get rid of that and kick you out. And then at that point, you have to choose between one of the other tiers. So for context, the standard with ads in US dollars costs $6.99 per month. The standard with no ads costs $15.49 US per month. And then the premium tier costs $22.99 per month. And the difference between standard and premium is that I think premium you can stream in 4K, standard is 1080p. And also, if you wanted to add, since they're cracking down on password sharing, but if you wanted to add an extra member on your account, you can pay not 99, $7.99, sorry, each for each new member that you want to add on your account. So you don't have to subscribe to a brand new plan. So you can still kind of share. You just have to pay them a little bit extra. So that's kind of, I'll put up a picture of kind of the roster of prices, the fee schedule. Yeah, that's basically Netflix. And I was curious to hear you guys' thoughts on what you think of this strategy by Netflix to really push their standard with ads by pricing it, relatively low. And do you are you subscribed to Netflix? And if not, why not? And if yes, which tier do you have?
I just have like a few things to mention. I kind of understand why Netflix is moving in this specific direction because I think a few quarters, correct me if I'm wrong, they did extremely badly. So I'm sure they had to find different methods of be able to get big old stock going up again. So I do understand how they need to do what they need to do. It makes sense, I guess. But having ads is kind of whack. But I mean, 6.99 is fairly justifiable, and it's kind of like when you used to have something and now you get something but at a worse rate. It's kind of a bad feeling in your stomach. It's kind of not amazing. And in terms of if I use it, I'm on the lucky spectrum. My sister actually has our accounts together. I don't know if these charges will be implemented in the future, but as of right now, I can use the Netflix account whenever I want. But again, I'm not a huge Netflix watcher, but I do understand. And then another driver for as to why people still use Netflix too. I think this is a personal ad note. People want to watch a lot of these Netflix exclusive shows and movies, so I guess that will also drive demand to the platform as well to add. That's about it.
All right. Before I respond, Tristan, you want to share your thoughts?
My thoughts. I'm not surprised they had to do something because streaming content, hosting content is expensive. But I think that the service is expensive. for the user as well. Like if you look at their standard without ads, it's like 185, it's almost $200 without any additional members just for the year alone. That's pretty pricey, you know? Like I could buy a lot of DVDs for $200, just saying. Um And so I'm not surprised that they're pushing the ads one, because that's basically a way to offer the subsidized rate that people have kind of expected, um yet having them still have some additional revenue to show for it. But at the same time, nothing, as Dom said, like nothing is worse than getting a worse experience for the same or more money, right? Like no one's sitting here going, yes, please downgrade my service, please, thank you. That's just what I wanted. So I think it's going to be pretty feels bad for the users, but I think for the Netflix's bottom line, I think they had to do something to stop themselves from burning the money pile too quickly.
Yeah, so I think maybe I have a slightly different opinion, and I might disagree with both of you on this issue. I actually think that the standard with ads is great, and Netflix has a real winner on their hands. So hear me out, right? So I understand the concern about, like things that were previously, like it was previously no ads, and then now there's ads. But I remember a time when this was the time when Netflix had the dual streaming and the DVD mailing service. I'm kind of like maybe dating myself here, but like a lot of people that are watching this show probably didn't even know that Netflix used to mail DVDs to people. That's how the company started, by the way. Like it didn't start off as a streaming service. They mailed DVDs to your like physical mailbox. Like how crazy is that, right? But anyways, this was when Netflix was still offering that service, and for $8 a month, you can try out their new kind of streaming service. And then back then, it was like your internet wasn't fast enough to stream 4K, and neither was any content available in 4K at all. So even if you had somehow fast enough internet, so back then it was kind of like you're paying $8 a month for like 720p streaming, and that's and that was the service, right? And then now you're paying $6.99, which is $7 for standard with ads. Like yes, there's ads, but you can get like 1080p now, and the ads are actually like, because I have the standard with ads tier, and they're actually not that intrusive. So in my experience, there's only maybe like 30 or 60 seconds of ads for every 30 minutes or so, or 30 to 45 minutes of show. So compared to TV, it's still a drastic improvement, because if you ever try to watch like a 45-minute show on cable TV, like almost half of that is ads. Like if you actually sat there with a stopwatch, like, and time how long like the commercials were, and like compare it to the proportion of time you spent watching the show, it's like 50-50, right? So like with Netflix, it's still miles and miles better than cable TV, even if you watch it with ads. And for $7 a month, it's like a low enough cost that I can just kind of, I don't feel that pressure to always have to watch something on Netflix or else I'm losing money, right? I'm not sure if you guys get that, but it's like, back then I was paying like, I think it was like 20 something dollars after tax, Canadian, for the standard tier with no ads. And then that was like, you feel it a lot more when you're getting charged 20 something dollars per month than, $7 or $8 a month. Right. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's just my opinion. I think that this like standard with ads thing is a real winner, and I think that that's going to continue to drive in a lot more new subscribers, and I would not be surprised if a lot of other streaming companies copy that business model, and I think they already are. So yeah.
Just like a final thing to add. I guess if you're like patient enough, I see why Andy's more so okay with it. It's just like, yeah, I got like 30 seconds. I got a minute to wait. I don't need to like
Yeah,
watch
like
with
just
no
go get a
ads.
sandwich, make a grab a like a drink or something, right?
Yeah, I'll get a coffee, come back, and I'll watch the same thing. I'm sure it's fine. And another thing too is just like how Netflix has gained a lot of new subscribers. You should go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to our video right here, and subscribe to my channel as well. It's Tristan and Andy's Fire Club too. Cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tristan, you have anything to add?
I don't think I have too much to add beyond that. I see your point that it will drive a lot of people to it. I think that the number of streaming services there are now has also gotten to a little bit of an extreme in which there's too many services. So I think it'll really come down to what is the best service, and if Netflix has good content and is reasonably priced, that will help it beat out a lot of the competitors if they don't follow suit and offer a lower priced ad covered
Yeah, I should
option.
not have sold my Netflix stock. I actually bought some Netflix back when like they had their horrible earnings report, and then the stock crashed, and I think it went down to like, was it like under $200 per share, and now it's like more than double that. So yeah, big mistakes were made, but what are you gonna do?